Okay, CAT response sheet has come out today, and I'm sure all of you have checked your scores. And one of the questions which would be coming to you obviously is कि यार paper कैसे attempt करना चाहिए था, because everyone was saying this was a difficult paper. Yes, I have also said this is difficult, but at the same time I had also said there were at least 6-7 questions, maybe close to 8 questions, which could have been done by Jugaad. So the purpose of this session today, this recording today, is to help you understand how the paper should have been attempted, which are the questions you could have done by Jugaad, and how. ये क्यों कर रहे हैं अभी, अगले साल के लिए नहीं, you have to take that also with good time में ना, and all things which we do today will be useful for you in that also. Okay, so this is my third slot 3 paper, and I'll go through the paper. The quant section is what I'm doing right now. We'll do the other 2 sections separately. Okay, quant section में देख लेते हैं कि how we should have done this particular paper. Okay, let's go question by question. First question. Okay, let's see. Okay, for a real number x, these 3 terms are in an arithmetic progression. Then what is the common difference? Now when I looked at this question, मैंने कहा मुझे नहीं करना है. This is to me a round 2 question, or question which I will leave. Why? ये देखो, this is log of base 3, this is log of base 5, and the choice to run is log of base 4. बहुत टाइम लगेगा, at least for me to take time. So I left this question. I will leave this question completely. I will go to the next question. ये round 2 question है, शक्ल देख के पता चल गया बर्बाद है, तो मैं टाइम नहीं बर्बाद करूंगा अपना. Second question. Okay. For some real numbers a and b, the system of equation x plus y equal to 4 and a plus 5 into x plus b square minus 15y is equal to 8b has infinitely many solutions for x and y. What is the maximum possible value of a into b? Leave. Why leave? यार मालूम नहीं क्या करना. I'll have to think as to how to go about doing it. And I'm sure most of you know, if a question makes me think, I'm not interested in the question. I only want to do those questions which I am 100% sure as to how to solve. So मैं छोड़ दूंगा. पहले 2 सवाल छूट गए, कोई बात नहीं, आगे चलते हैं. Question 3. If x is a positive number such that x to power 8 plus 1 by x to power 8 is 47, what is the value of x to power 9 plus 1 by x raised to power 9? Okay, my first thing in this question was my answer should be greater than 47. Okay, now let's look at the choices. What is under root 5? Under root 5 मुझे मालूम है approximately 2.25 होता है. So what is this? 36 into 2.25? 36 into 72 and 36 का 19 हो गया. 1/4, 36 into 2, 72 plus 9, 81. Okay, and 30 root 5, 30 into 2.25, 30 into 2, 60, 67.5. So let's write 67. 34 root 5, इसमें 4 root 5 ऐड करना होगा ना. How much is 2.25 root 5? 2.25 into 4. 2.25 into 4 will be 9. So 67 plus 9, 76. 40 root 5. 40 root 5 will be 40 into 2.25, 80 plus 10, 90. Obviously इससे काम नहीं चलेगा. All choices are greater than 47. Next, what did I do? CAT calculator देते ना, I opened the calculator. I started by saying this is going to be a very small number, so I can ignore it. And I said let x to power 8 be equal to 47. Almost सही होगा. Okay? Because even if you say x is equal to 2, so 1 by 2 raised to power 8, that means 1 upon 512 बहुत छोटा नंबर है, छोड़ सकते हैं. And I use the calculator. What did I do? So what is x going to be? 47 का square root का square root का square root. This is what x will be. Calculator खोला. So I have a calculator with me. I'll use the calculator because CAT में भी मैंने exactly यही किया था. So square root of 47 is 6.85. Square root of 6.85, 2.61. Square root of 2.61, 1.618. Equal to 1.618, मैंने 1.62 ले लिया. So what will this be? Again, this is negligible. If this is negligible, x to power 9 should be 47 into 1.62. Okay, so my answer has to be 47 into 1.62. So 1.62 तो निकाला हुआ है कैलकुलेटर में. 47 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं, it comes out to be 76.14. Correct answer, choice 3. Simple jugaad. If you understood that 1 by x is going to be a small number, 1 by x to power 8 is a negligible number, choices eliminate करके आंसर आ गया. तो we have done one question. चलो आगे चलते हैं. Let n and m be 2 positive integers such that they are exactly 41 integers greater than 8m and less than 8n. 8 to power m and 8 to power n. which can be expressed as powers of 2. Then the smallest possible value of n plus n. Okay. We need to find the smallest possible value of n plus n. क्या दिया हुआ है? 41 integers between 8 to power m and 8 to power n. Okay. There are 41 integers. Okay. And these integers are powers of 2. So these have to be powers of some power of 2. 2 to power x डाल दिया मैंने. Okay. All these 41 integers. So let me say there are 41 integers which are powers of 2. 2 to power k. Okay. Now, and what does it say about n and m? These are positive integers. So what is the smallest value of m? 1. So 8 to power 1. So what will be the smallest value, smallest 2 to power available here? 2 cube is 8, 2 to power 4 is 16. So यहाँ पे 2 to power 4 आएगा. And how many integers? 41 integers. So कहाँ तक जाएगा ये? 2 to power 44. This is 44 minus 4, 40 plus 1, 40. And so these are 41 integers. Okay. Now this will obviously be less than 2 to power 45. So can I not say 8 to power n has to be equal to 2 to power 45? So 8 to power n is equal to 2 to power 45. This is nothing but 8 to power 15. So m को हमने लिया हुआ था, m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 15. So m plus n will be 15 plus 1, 16. Again, all you needed to do was put value of m equal to 1 and आगे सॉल्व करो. ये सिंपल जुगाड़ केस बनाने का देखोगे तो आंसर निकल जाता है. Next question. A quadratic equation x square plus bx plus c equal to 0 has two real roots. Great. If the difference between the reciprocal of the roots is 1 by 3 and the sum of the reciprocals of the squares of the roots is 5 by 9, what is the largest possible value of b plus c? Now, I spent about 30-40 seconds मैंने कहा देखते हैं क्या है ये. Difference between reciprocal of the roots, so 1 by alpha minus 1 by beta is equal to 1 by 3. And sum of the reciprocals of the squares. Squares क्या होंगे? Alpha square and beta square. So sum of the reciprocals of the square is equal to 5 by 9. Okay. What is the largest possible value of b plus c? या इसमें हो तो सकता है. Typically what would I do? Beta minus alpha upon alpha beta is equal to 1 by 3. Similarly इधर. But this was a question I felt will take me time. And यहाँ पे भी largest possible value बोल रहा है and choices नहीं है. So I decided to leave it. क्या बाद में करेंगे. अगर time बचेगा तो आके देख लेंगे. नहीं तो what? It does not really matter to us. So question छोड़ दिया हमने ये. Question number 6. The sum of the first two natural numbers, each having 15 factors including 1 and the number itself is how many? Okay, we want to find the sum of the first two natural numbers, each having 15 factors. Okay, we want the two smallest natural numbers. तो 15 factors हैं किसी के, तो 15 क्या हो सकता है? 1 into 15 and 3 into 5. यही दो cases हो सकते हैं ना? So what will be the smallest number which will have 15 factors? It will be obviously 2 square into 3 to power 4. That means this will have 3 factors and this will have 5 factors. So 2 plus 1. So the number of factors here will be 2 plus 1 into 4 plus 1. Right? 2 plus 1 into 4 plus 1, 15. यही आएगा ना? So this is my smallest number which will. Okay. Now what will be the next smallest number? Okay. उल्टा कर दो. 3 square into 2 to power 4. Here 2, because if I go to the next prime number which is 5, I'll end up with a very big number. And I'm sure someone could have said, but why can't we do 2 to power 14? 2 to power 14 will be a much bigger number. 2 to power 10 is 1024. 2 to power 12 is 4096. इनमें कोई भी उतना बड़ा दिखता नहीं. So I'll not worry about this. The idea is go for the as low a power as possible. That will give you the smaller numbers. Okay. So what are these? 2 square is equal to 4 and 3 to power 4. 3 into 3, 9. 9 square is 81. 81 into 4, 324. And 2 to power 4 is 16. 3 square is 9. 9 into 16 is 144. 864. Answer is going to be 468. Okay. Let n be any natural number such that 5 to power n minus 1 is less than 3 to power n plus 1. then the least integer value of m that satisfies for all such n. That means there are multiple values of n which will satisfy this expression. Okay, that means there are multiple values of n which will satisfy this expression. Okay, so we want the smallest value of m. ये यानी मेरे को n को highest करना होगा. So for the whatever satisfy the maximum value of n, whichever value which satisfies for the highest value of n, maximum n के लिए जो satisfy करेगा, it will satisfy for the lower m also, lower n also. Sorry. Okay. So let's check what is the maximum possible value of n for this. So we have 5 to power n minus 1 less than 3 to power n plus 1. Okay. n की मैंने random value लेता हूँ. I will not start from the smallest. I will take a random value. Let's take 3 or 4. Okay. Let's take n equal to 4. Okay. I am taking 4 because paper में मैंने 4 लिया था. So what does it become? 5 cube. 5 cube is 125. And right hand side n equal to 4 means 3 to power 5. 3 to power 5 is 3 cube is 27. Okay. And 3 to power 4 81. 3 to power 5 243. Satisfies. Okay. So that means I can go further also. So if I take n equal to 5, what will it become? 125 into 5 625 and 243 into 3 729. If I take n equal to 625 into 5 3125 and 729 into 3 2187. This is right, this does not satisfy. What does that tell you? The maximum possible value of n has to be equal to 5. So मेरे को so I have to find for n equal to 5, if n is equal to 5, what is the value of m which is required. Okay. So if I look at this, if 3 to power n plus 1 has to be less than 2 to power n plus n. So we need n equal to 5. Okay. If n is equal to 5, this becomes 3 to power 6. Okay. And on the right hand side, we have to have 2 to power n is 6 plus n. But what is 3 to power 6? 3 to power 6 is 729. 3 to power 6 is nothing but 9 cube, which is equal to 729. So 729 is less than which power of 10? It has to be less than 2 to power 9 is 512. 2 to power 10 is 1024. So that means, okay, sorry, n equal to 5 डाला था ना हमने, n equal to 5 है, ये गलत लिख दिया मैंने, हाँ. So this 2 to power 5 plus m. Now look at this. 2 to power 5 plus m, 5 plus m has to be equal to 10. That means m should be equal to 5. Correct answer is 5. Again, all we have done is value डाली है. यही तो मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, my basic jugaad is don't look at solving, substitute values, find the answer from there. That's exactly what I have done in this question. Okay. Next question. A boat takes 2 hours to travel downstream from a river from port A to port B, and 3 hours to return to port A. Another boat takes a total of 6 hours to travel from port B to port A and return to port B. If the speeds of boat and the river are constant, then the time in hours taken by the slower boat to travel from port A to port B. Okay? ये सिंपल जुगाड़ वाला सवाल है, इसमें मैंने कुछ दिमाग ज़्यादा नहीं लगाया, but जो किया है वो मैं बता देता हूँ तुमको. Okay? So we have the first boat, A to B to A. This is what is happening. Okay? A to B is downstream to travel downstream from A to B. That means B to A should be upstream. What does boat A do? It takes 2 hours from A to B. Okay, and 3 hours to return. So इसलिए 3 घंटे लेता है. Total time कितना हो गया? The total time it has taken is 5 hours. That means it has taken a total of 5 hours. Okay. Now, another boat takes a total of 6 hours. Boat 2 takes a total of 6 hours. There's obviously the slower boat. Okay. Okay. From port takes a total of 6 hours to travel from B to A and return to B. Okay. B to A and return to B. Okay. It takes 6 hours. Okay. Now, if it is going, it is a slower boat. Okay. If after all, what is it doing? It is doing B to A to B. Again, B to A for it will be upstream. A to B will be downstream. ठीक है, सो 6 घंटे ले रही है। नाउ पहली चीज, इफ इट इज टेकिंग 6 आवर्स, तो डाउनस्ट्रीम में तो कम टाइम लगेगा ना, दैट मीन्स फॉर बोथ टू दिस डिस्टेंस विल बी लेस देन 3 आवर्स, राइट, isn't it? And secondly, this boat is taking a total of 6, this is taking a total of 5 hours, that means for boat 2 this should be greater than 2 hours. Agar boat 1 is distance clear, it is taking 2 hours, boat 2 which is slower boat will take more than 2 hours. So what does it mean? My answer should be greater than 2 hours and less than 3 hours. Okay, यही करना था हमें। अब चॉइसेस देख लेते हैं, कितनी महान चॉइसेस हैं ये भी देख लेते हैं हम इसमें। Okay, let's look at the choices. What is root 5? I just told you root 5 is 2.25, something I remember. So what does it become? 12 into 1.25. This will be greater than 3 ना, गलत है। 3 plus root 5, this is 3 into 2.25, 5.25. ये भी गलत है यार। Choice 2 is wrong. It is going to be more than 3. We need a value which is between 2 and 3. Choice 3, root 5 minus 1. This is 3 into root 5 is 2.25 minus 1, 2.25. Oh, sorry, 1.25. What does it become? 3.75. गलत, यही होना चाहिए आंसर, बट वेरीफाई कर लेते हैं। How much is 3 minus root 5? This will become 3 into 3 minus 2.25, 0.75. How much does that become? 2.25. आ गया ना आंसर? यही होगा आंसर। That was a simple जुगाड़ that my answer needs to be, that my answer has to be greater than 2 and less than 3 was sufficient। मेरे को कोई इक्वेशन नहीं बनानी, चॉइसेस देखी, अपना बेसिक जुगाड़ लगाया, आंसर निकाल दिया। आगे चलते हैं। क्वेश्चन 9, पॉपुलेशन ऑफ अ टाउन इन 2020 वाज कितने हैं? काफी जीरोस हैं, 100,000। ओके, पॉपुलेशन डिक्रीज बाय 1% फ्रॉम 20 to 21, इंक्रीज बाय x% फ्रॉम 21 to 22, where x and y are two natural numbers. If the population in 2022 was greater than population of 2020 and difference between x and y is 10, then the lowest possible population for town in 2021 was how much? Choices. Choices में क्या देखेंगे हम? The question is asking what is the lowest possible population? We start checking from the lowest possible choice. But उससे पहले क्या डेटा दिया? 2020 population was 100, या ये मैं 3 0 छोड़ दिए, I'm not interested, 100. 2021 what happens? Population comes down by y%. And 2022 what happens? Population goes up by x%. Okay. And what does it say? 2020 should be greater than 100. Okay. Now, let's look at the choices. Okay. What is the smallest choice? 72. Okay. If this is 72,000, let me change the color. अगर ये 72 है, that means y should be equal to 28%. अब 100 से 72 गया है, it is a decline of 28%. That means what should be x? It should be 38%. 1.38 से तो multiply करना होगा, but that means it is 38% because it is given. Okay. After all, 28% decline हुआ है, the increase will have to be more than 28%, hence 38%. So what do I do now? Calculator. So what should this be? So now for 72, what should be the value? 72 into 1.38. Again मैंने यार दिमाग नहीं लगाया, कैलकुलेटर खोला, 72 into 1.38 किया, 72 into 1.38 comes out to be 99.36. Okay, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? 72 cannot be the answer. It is 99.36. अगर 72 से 73 जाता हूं, the total will go up by at least 1,000 ना? So my answer will be clear. So answer has to be 73. I don't need to check. If you want to check, you can, but ज़रूरत नहीं है, because from 72 to 73, if this becomes, okay, let me take the other case also. If this becomes 73, what will this become then? This should be 73 into 1.37. 1.37. Because अगर ये 73 है, तो this implies y is equal to 27%. चेक कर लो, बट ये याद रखो, from it is going from 72 to 73, the total will obviously go up by 1,000. So end of the day, that is what I am looking at. My answer has to be greater, but if you want, you can always verify. And अगर करते हैं, ले भी करके देख लेते हैं, 73 into 1.37, कैलकुलेटर उठाओ, यूज करो, it becomes 100.1. If you do 73 into 1.37, you get 100.01. Okay, ग्रेटर देन ना, आंसर आ गया 73,000 इज द आंसर। बेकार में कैलकुलेशन नहीं करनी। देयर इज स्ट्रिक्टली स्पीकिंग टू सक्सेसिव चेंजेस ऑफ -y and +x, दैट इज व्हाट इट इज सेइंग ना। इट इज सेइंग effectively two successive changes of y% and x% are becoming have to be greater than 0%. That's what it is saying. But मेरे को उतना टाइम नहीं है कि बेकार की क्वेश्चन बना के सॉल्व करूं। अगला सवाल, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। Rahul, Rakshit and Gurmeet working together would have taken more than 7 days to finish a job. On the other hand, Rahul and Gurmeet working together would have taken less than 15 days to finish the job. However, they all worked together for 6 days, followed by Rakshita, who worked alone for 3 more days to finish the job. If Rakshita had worked alone on the job, then the number of days she would have taken to finish the job cannot be. Okay? Now, when it says it cannot be, that means 3 values are possible. What does it mean? When we say it cannot be, what it effectively means is your answer will be an extreme choice. क्योंकि आपका आंसर इस रेंज में होगा. That means the smallest or the highest value will be wrong, which means 20 is not a possible answer, 17 is the answer will be either 16 or 21. The answer has to be one of the extreme values only. 16 होगा या 21 होगा, मेरा तो starting point वही है. Now what will I do? I'll check between the two, which is an easier number to work with, 16 or 21? 16. 1 by 16 is 6.25%. 1 by 21 is 4.76%. ये ज़्यादा आसान है ना. 1 by 16 is 26.25, but easier to work with. Why should I go with this one? Okay, so I will check 16. If 16 is possible, satisfies all the conditions, तब ये आंसर नहीं होगा. That means the answer will be 21. If 16 does not satisfy, then that becomes the answer. चलो, now let's look at the question. ये basic जुगाड़ मेरा यही चालू हुआ कि भैया answer has to be either 16 or 21. Okay, so what we have? Rahul and Gurmeet. Okay, so we have Rahul प्लस रक्षिता. थोड़ा पूरा नाम लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, आधा आधा लिख लेते हैं. सो राहुल, गुरमीत एंड रक्षिता. If all 3 of them working together would have taken more than 7 days to finish the work. Okay. On the other hand, Rahul and Gurmeet, if these two work together, they would have taken less than 15 days to finish the work. Now what happened? What has happened is, okay, however, they all work together for 6 days. So 6 days, Rahul, Gurmeet and Rakshita, all 3 of them work for 6 days. Okay, all 3 of them work for 6 days. And after that, what happens? So all 3 of them worked. Okay, followed by Rakshita, who worked alone for 3 more days. Then for 3 days, only Rakshita worked. Okay, so only Rakshita worked on the next 3 days, and the work was finished. If Rakshita had worked alone on the job, then the number of days she would have taken to finish the job. Okay, चलो देखते हैं. Now, as I said, I want to first check this answer choice 16. If I check 16, if Rakshita can alone finish the job in 16 days, that means Rakshita, if she can finish the job in 16 days, in 1 day, she will do 6.25% of the work. Okay, if she'll do 6.25% of the work in 3 days, how much will she do? She'll do in 3 days 18.75% of the work. Okay, 1 day 6.25, 3 days 16. That means in these 6 days, how much job these 3 people do together? It will be 100 minus 18.75%. कितना हो गया? 100 minus 18 is 82, 81.25%. That means these 3 would have done 81.35% of the work in 6 days. So in how many days will they complete the work? They do 81.25% in 6 days. They will do 100% in how many days? 6 upon 81.25 into 100. This will be more than 7. Calculate करने की जरूरत नहीं है. 100 by 80. After all, 100 by 80 will be 1.25. 6 into 1.25, 7.5. 7.5 से थोड़ा सा कम होगा ना. But अगर डाउट है तो कोई बात नहीं, कैलकुलेटर खोलो और यूज कर लो. सो कर लेते हैं. पेपर में मैंने नहीं किया था, मैं तुम्हारे लिए कर रहा हूं. 100 डिवाइडेड बाय 81.25 इंटू 6 क्या आता है? 7.38. सो दिस कम्स आउट टू बी 7.38. What does that mean? It is satisfying the condition. The condition was these three together have to do the work in more than 7 days. Na? That means the answer nahi ho sakta. Correct answer is this. Okay. So we started by saying answer extreme choice hi hoga. Ek ko check kiya. Which one did I check? Easiest of the two numbers, and then it satisfied the condition. So we marked the answer and moved on. Okay. Next question. There are 3 persons A, B, C in a room. If a person D joins the room, the average weight of the person in the room reduces by x kg. Instead of D, if person E joins the room, the average weight of the person in the room increases by 2x kg. If the weight of E is 12 kg more than D, what is the value of x? Okay. Simple average का सवाल है ना. अगर A, B, C के average weight, let me say, is y. So what is the total weight when D comes? So what is the total weight of A plus B plus C plus D? It will be 3y. पहले y था. The average reduces by x. So the average weight of these 4 is y minus x. If the average weight earlier was y, then the average weight of these 4 people becomes y minus x. So the total weight becomes 4y minus x, which is 4y minus 4x. ठीक है. अगला क्या दिया? E आ गया. D की जगह if E comes, then what happens? A plus B plus C plus E. How much is this equal to? It is again 4 people, and the average weight increases by 2x. So average weight has to become y plus 2x. How much does it become? 4y plus 8x. What is the difference? If we subtract the second equation from the first equation, what do we get? E minus D should be equal to 12x. As per the question, 12x has to be equal to 12x. E minus D is 12 kg. That means x is equal to 1. Choice 4 is the correct answer. Simple question of averages. पक्का करना चाहिए था. Question 12. A merchant purchases a cloth at a rate of 100 per meter and receives 5 centimeter length of cloth free for every 100 centimeter cloth purchased by him. यानी 100 रुपए दिए 105 सेंटीमीटर लिए. That's exactly what they're saying. You are getting 105 centimeters for 100 rupees. He sells the same cloth at a rate of 110 per meters, but cheats the customer by giving 95 centimeter. बेच कितने पे रहा है? He's selling 95 centimeters for 110 rupees for every 100 centimeter length of cloth purchase. If the merchant provides a 5% discount, then resulting profit earned by him. अच्छा, discount भी दे 110 नहीं, he's selling it at 95% of 110. तो चलो देखते हैं क्या है. What is the selling price and cost price? ये लिख लेते हैं. Selling price and cost price. What is the cost price? 100 rupees. 100 for 105 centimeter. Right? 100 rupees per meter, but 5 centimeter इसको फ्री के मिल जाते हैं ना हर 100 सेंटीमीटर में. तो he is giving 100 rupees for 105 centimeters. बेच कितने पे रहा है? He is not selling at 110 rupees a meter. He is giving a discount. So he is selling at 95% of 110 is the selling price. For how many meters? For 95 centimeters. Okay. So can I write this as 95% या 0.95 लिख दें? So 0.95 of 110. Okay. What is profit percentage? We need the profit percentage. Profit percentage is nothing but SP by CP minus 1. लोग बहुत बड़ी बेवकूफ़ी करते हैं, SP minus CP कहते हैं. That's a waste of time. Always go for this one. This is a simple jugaad which you need to remember. Okay. So what is selling price? Selling prices. Okay. पहले SP by CP कर लेते हैं, बाद में -1 कर लेंगे. So SP upon CP. What is this? SP is 0.95 of 110 for 95. So many rupees per centimeter हो गया ना. Cost price 100 rupees for 105 centimeters. This is my SP upon CP. ठीक है, चलो आगे लिखते हैं. हटा देते हैं, अब इसकी आवश्यकता नहीं है. So let's make it simple. So if I remove this, what will this become? 100. So what is this equal to? So SP upon CP, the numerator becomes equal to 110 by 100 and denominator में क्या है? 100 by 105. What is this? 110 upon 100 into 105 upon 100. What are these? Are not these two successive increments of 10% and 5%? If I got two successive increments of 10% and 5%, my answer should be 15.5%, A plus B plus AB by 100. So, लगता मुश्किल है, simple question of faulty weights, and in these questions, typically you need to say SP by CP minus 1 क्या है, and that is what we have done. Anil mixes cocoa with sugar in the ratio of 3:2 to prepare mixture A, and coffee with sugar in the ratio of 7:3 to prepare mixture B. He combines A and B in the ratio of 2:3 to make a new mixture C. If he mixes C with an equal amount of milk to make a drink, then what is the percentage of sugar in the drink? Okay. चलो. A और B दिए हैं. कितना लिया है? I have taken 2 kg of A and I have to take 3 kg of B. Now इनके अंदर क्या है? कॉफी भी है, कोको भी है. A में कॉफी, A में कोको दिया है ना. अच्छा चलो उल्टा लिख लेते हैं ताकि कंफ्यूजन कम हो. Sugar and coffee. Okay. Now we need to find the percentage of sugar in the milk in the final mixture. ठीक है ना? तो मैं कोको और कॉफी की टेंशन क्यों लूंगा? मेरे को शुगर निकालनी है ना. आफ्टर ऑल दिस इज 5 kg ऑफ द मिक्सचर. दिस 5 kg ऑफ A प्लस B. इस 5 kg में कितनी शुगर है यही तो निकालनी है ना. डोंट वरी ऑफ कॉफी और शुगर. So he is mixing cocoa with sugar in the ratio of 3:2. That means sugar has to be 40%. So 40% of 2 kg, I have got 0.8 kg out here. Okay, 0.8 kg of sugar because of the first mixture A. Second में क्या? Coffee and sugar in the ratio of 7:3. What does that mean? This is 30%. 30% sugar. 30% in B there is 30% sugar. 30% of 3 is 0.9. 1.7 kg. So I have got 1.7 kg sugar in 5 kg of this particular mixture. Okay, 1.7 kg in 5 kg. अब इसने क्या किया? इस 5 किलो मिक्सचर में he adds 5 liters of milk. So what does it become? 10 kg and 1 kg. So what is percentage sugar? 17%. Choice 3. इस सवाल में लोग बेकार का टाइम बर्बाद करते हैं by finding out cocoa and coffee. जब पूछा नहीं तो क्यों बेकार में उसको लेके चलोगे? Leave it. Let's go further. A fruit seller has a stock of mangoes, bananas and apples with at least one fruit of each type. At the beginning of day, the number of mangoes make up 40% of his stock. That day he sells half of the mangoes, 96 bananas and 40% of the apples. At the end of the day, he ends up selling 50% of the fruits. The smallest possible total number of fruits in the stock. Okay, I left this question. Okay, why did I leave this question? मेरे को numbers नहीं दिखे कहीं पे. Everything was in terms of ratio. Let me explain. You have mangoes, you have bananas, you have apple. Okay. Okay. With at least one fruit, at the beginning of the number of mangoes make up 40% of the stock. So if there are 100x out here, this is going to be 40x. These two are going to be 60x. Right? Okay. That day he sells. So this is the opening stock, and then he is selling something, and he has a closing stock. That day he sells half the mangoes, so 20x ये निकल गए. चलो बहुत अच्छी बात है. 96 bananas, so minus 96 bananas and 40% of the apples. So 0.4 or 40% of the apple निकल गए. Apple को अगर A ले लेता हूँ मैं तो. At the end of the day, he ends up selling 50% of the fruits. So if he's ending up with 50x here, he should have sold 50x here. Okay, smallest possible. Now इसमें मेहनत करनी होगी. बहुत सारे variables हैं. At least मेरे को strike नहीं किया what to be done. And choices होती तो again I would have done something, but I will leave this question and move on. Not worth attempting as far as I am concerned. Question 15th. Gautam and Sohani working together can finish a job in 20 days. ये अच्छा लगता है ना? 20 यानी 5% काम करेंगे एक दिन में. If Gautam does only 60% of his usual work in a day, Sohani must do 150% of her usual work on that day to exactly make up for it. The number of days required by the faster worker to complete the job working alone. Okay, simple equation आ जाएगी ना. If Gautam does G units of work one day and Sohani does S units of work one day, together they'll do G plus S units of work in one day. Okay, one day में. Okay. Now what does it say? If Gautam does only 60% of his work, if he does only 0.6 into G. Sohani will have to do 150%. Sohani will have to do 1.5s. और वह usual work to come make up for it. यानी दोनों बराबर हो गए अब. What does that mean? If you transpose 0.6g to the left hand side and s to the right hand side, क्या होगा? 0.4g should be equal to 0.5s. So what should be g upon s? It should be 5 by 4. That means that Gautam does 5 units of work per day. Sohani should be doing 4 units of work per day. So what is the total amount of work? In 20 days they are able to finish the work. In 20 days they do at the rate of 5 plus 4, 9 units of work. So total amount of work is this much. Faster worker is Gautam. How much he does? 5 units per day. So वो कितने दिन में काम करेगा? 36 days. Okay. I would do this question. मैं बेकार में ऐसे सवाल पे क्यों टाइम बर्बाद करूंगा जब मेरे को ऐसे सवाल मिलते हैं, and I will find them only when I leave those stupid questions which was there earlier. So my answer to this question would be 36 days. Next question. The number of coins collected per week by 2 coin collectors A and B are in the ratio of 3:4. If the total number of coins collected by A in 5 weeks is a multiple of 7, and total number of coins collected by in 3 weeks is a multiple of 24, then what is the minimum possible number of coins collected by A in 1 week? Question of ratios. देखते हैं इसको, ठीक है? So we have A and we have B. The ratio is 3:4. So let me say A does 3x coins per week and B does 4x coins per week. यही दिया ना? They collect in the ratio of 3:4. Okay. Now what happened? A in 5 weeks. In 5 weeks, what are we given? A will do 15x. इसको छोड़ देते हैं, इसकी हमें जरूरत नहीं है अभी. Okay. And this is a multiple of 7. So what does it say? 15x should be a multiple of 7, some multiple of 7. Okay. So क्या कह सकते हैं x के बारे में? 15 is not a multiple of 7. That means x should be a multiple of 7. So this is telling me x has to be multiple of 7. X has to be multiple of 7. चलो अब दूसरे पे आ जाते हैं. Total number of coins collected by B in 3 weeks. 3 weeks में हमें अब A से कोई लेना नहीं, B की बात करते हैं. In 3 weeks, how much will he do? 12x. And this has to be a multiple of 24. If this has to be some multiple of 24, let's say L. Now x 12 is there, so x has to be a multiple of 2. So this is telling me that x should be a multiple of 2. ठीक है ना? So x has to be a multiple of 7 and x has to be a multiple of 2. क्या मतलब हुआ? X should be a multiple of 14. So x has to be a multiple of 7 as well as 2. So x should be some multiple of 14, or the smallest possible value of x will be 14. We are looking for the minimum possible number of coins. So हमें minimum value of x चाहिए ना? Minimum value of x is 14. So a का minimum क्या होगा? 3x means 14 3s are 42. This is the answer. Okay. A rectangle with the largest possible area is drawn inside a semicircle of radius 2 centimeters. Okay, इसमें यार area में आना चाहिए था a. ठीक है? Then the ratio of the lengths of the largest to the smallest side of the rectangle is what? Okay. Now let's draw the figure to understand this thing. Okay. Now what is it saying? Semicircle. Semicircle की जगह मैं circle बनाता हूँ. So what is the and let's say this is the diameter. What will the rectangle which will give me the maximum area? In case of a circle, it will be a square. In case of a circle, it will be a square. So what will be the ratio of sides? 1:1. So ये वाली choice तो पहले ही गलत है. क्यों? ये तो circle के लिए होता है. ये तो circle के लिए है ना. मेरे को तो semi circle है. We have got a semi circle. This is a circle. So 1:1 तो वैसी गलत होगी. Secondly, this cannot be the answer. Now ultimately, when you are looking at this, okay, let me look at the semicircle. Okay, if we look at this semicircle, okay, now look at this. If this is a center, this should be radius. As per the question, this is 4. 2, sorry, this is 2. Radius of 2. Yeah. So if you look at this is nothing but 2. If this is 2, 2 square 4 हो जाएगा ना. So कहीं पे √5 नहीं आएगा. But एक चीज और, if you look at this figure again, if you look at this figure carefully, okay, I've already given you the answer. Please look at this now. Now, if I forget about this part, each quadrant, if you look at each quadrant, yeah, now look at this. If this was not a semicircle quadrant होता तो क्या कहते हैं? This has to be a square. That means this has to be a square. The ratio of this is 1:1. अब इसको मैं complete कर देता हूँ तो क्या होगा ये भी 1 होगा फिर, because this also has to be 1:1. So what is this? 1:2, or rather longer side to the smaller side, 2:1. कुछ नहीं करना था, कोई मैथ नहीं लगानी थी. मैथमेटिकली करना है तो you will have to say, if you have to do it mathematically, you will say this is r, this is x, this is y. You will have to say x square plus y square is equal to r square करके कुछ करोगे, ठीक है. But my point is, ये देख के पता नहीं चलता if it was a quadrant. If it was a 1/4 of the circle, we would have got a maximum area would in this case would be when it is a square. So अगर आधा कर दिया है इसको तो 2 स्क्वायर चाहिए है. So if this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, the answer has to be 2:1 for the longest to the shortest time. छोटा सा जुगाड़ था, अगर फिगर समझ आ जाता है तो. Triangle ABC is be an isosceles triangle such that AB, AC are of equal length. Okay, isosceles है सब आ रहा. AD is the altitude from A on BC and B is the altitude from B on AC. If AD and B intersect at O such that angle AOB is 105 degree, what is AD by B equal to? मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं मालूम क्या करना है इसमें, but choices देख के कुछ लगा कि कुछ कर सकते हैं. And secondly, in all question of geometry like this, I will draw the figure first and then decide. So इसलिए figure बनाते हैं पहले. चलो, let's do the figure. ABC is an isosceles triangle. Okay. So AB is equal to AC, that's given. Okay. AD is the altitude from A onto BC. Obviously, altitude है ये तो बीच में ही आएगा ना. This side will be equal to this, so if it AD. Okay. Next. B is the altitude from B on AC. So, okay. Yeah, this is 90 degree. Okay, and this is BE. Okay. If AD and BE intersect at O, such that angle AOB is 105 degrees. This angle is 105 degrees. Then what is AD upon BE equal to? Okay. Now, if I just look at this, this would be 90. ये 15 है ना, हाँ मोटा मोटा फिगर ठीक दिखता है. Now looking at this figure, can I say AD upon BE should be greater than 1? After all, AD लंबा दिखता है ना, फिगर हमने ठीक बनाया है, we have drawn the figure correctly, so we'll get the answer from there. So my answer has to be greater than 1. Now let's look at this. 0 degree, 30 degrees, 45, 60 and 90. For sine theta, what is it? 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. And for cos theta, उल्टा होता है ना इसका, which means 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. Now look at it. What my answer has to be greater than 1. What is sine 15? Sine 15 will be T05, less than 1, wrong choice. Cos 15 will be between less than 1. Wrong choice. 2 cos 15 and 2 sin 15. What is 2 cos 15? Cos 15 is, okay, what is root 3 by 2? Root 3 is 1.7. Half of 1.7 will be 0.85. Approximately 0.85. So, can I say this should be greater than 1.7? Satisfies this condition. चौथी choice भी देख लेते हैं. Sin 15 will be less than 1, less than half. So, this has to be less than 1. Wrong choice. Correct answer, choice C. मुझे बिल्कुल solve करना नहीं आता. ये मेरे को नहीं मालूम है कैसे करना, but all I am doing is using these stupid choices. Because the choices are there and using my common sense and logic and using the data which I have, I can eliminate. Visually, I can see my answer has to be greater than 1. If my answer has to be greater than 1, only one choice satisfies. Hence, that has to be the answer. Okay. Question 19. In a regular polygon, any interior angle exceeds the exterior angle by 120 degrees. Then the number of diagonals in the polygon. Okay. Now, what is the exterior angle of a polygon? It is 360 upon n. So interior कितना होगा? 180 minus exterior. Okay. We want that the distance between the two have to be 120 degrees. Okay. Now इसको इस तरह से देखते हैं. If you have a hexagon, exterior angle and interior angle, ये तो सबको मालूम होगा. This is 120, this is 60. The difference is 60. That means पहली चीज ये सीधा स्ट्राइक करना चाहिए. N has to be a big value. Secondly, when I say big value, कोई ऐसा वैसा वैल्यू नहीं उठाना. हमारा बेसिक जुगाड़ क्या कहता है? Pick up values which are convenient from a calculation perspective. So मैंने लिया n equal to 10. So if n is equal to 10, okay. So my basic जुगाड़ is take values which are factors of 360. So n को 10 ले लिया. So exterior angle 36 degrees. Interior angle will be 180 minus 36, so 144. This difference is less than 120 degree, so this cannot be the value. अगला क्या लेंगे? 11 तो नहीं लूंगा, because this will be a decimal, this will be a decimal, नहीं होगा, आंसर नहीं होगा. n equal to 12. 12 is a factor. 360 by 12 is 30 degrees. If this is 30 degrees, this is 150 degrees, the difference is 120 degrees. Great, so n has to be equal to 12. So how many diagonals will it have? 12c2 minus 12. The number of diagonals will be nc2 minus n. Okay. So what is 12c2? It is 12 into 11 upon 1 into 2 minus 12. So 66 minus 12, 54 is the answer. Question 20. Value of this expression. Now, those of you who have attended my Jugaad session, what do I do in such question? Add the first 4-5 terms, eliminate choices. That's exactly what I will do. Okay. So infinite series है ना जिसका आंसर निकालना है. Okay. Now look at the choices. Okay, let's look at the choices afterwards. What does the first term is? First term is 1. Second term is 1 plus 1 by 3 is 4 by 3 into 1 by 4. I am not calculating why, because मेरे को दिखता है ये 4 by 3 है ना. This 4 by 3 or 12 by 9 na. So how much will be the second term equal to? 12 by 9 plus 1 by 9 will be 13 by 9 into 1 by 16. Now this has become 13 by 9. 13 by 9 means 39 by 27 plus 1 by 27, 40 by 27 into 1 by 64. Okay. Let's look at these values now. What is this? 1 plus 1 by 3 plus 13 by 16 into 9, 144 plus 4 10s are 40, 4 16s are 2 5s are 2 8s are. So plus 5 upon 27 into 8, 160 plus 56, 216. Now, value बहुत कम हो गई ना. Subsequent value will be so small they can be ignored. So what is this? 1 plus 0.33. 13 into 10 is 130. 13 into 11 is 133. So this is approximately 1 by 11. 13 into 10, 130. 13 11 is 140. This is approximately 13 by 144 is approximately 1 by 11. 1 by 11 is how much? 9.09% or plus 0.09. Approximately 0.09. 0.09, yeah, 19 क्यों लिख रहा हूँ मैं? हाँ, 0.09. And how much is this? How much is 5 by 216? 5 by 216 will be 2.5 upon 108. Can I say approximately 2% or 0.02? Okay. Okay. So can I say my answer has to be greater than what I'm calculating? Slightly greater. कितना हो गया? 1.33. 1.35, 1.44. So my answer has to be slightly more than 1.44. Marginally greater because ये 0.02 है तो ये 0.00 कुछ होगा ना. All these values will be so small you can ignore them. Wrong. This is approximately equal to 2. This is also wrong. This is approximately equal to 2. So we are looking for a value which is approximately 1.44 or slightly less, slightly more than 1.44. Two choices. 15 by 13. How much is 15 by 13? 1 plus 2 by 13. 1 by 13 is 7.7%. 2 by 13 will be approximately 15.4%. So there is approximately 1.15, 1.16. we need a value more than 1.44. ये भी कहता है, यही होगा आंसर. Okay, infinite series, this is what you're supposed to do. Okay, question 21. Let an be equal to 46 plus 8n, bn equal to 98 plus 4n be two sequences for natural numbers n less than equal to 100. Sum of all terms common to the sequence. नहीं मालूम क्या करना है, छोड़ देते हैं. Okay. Suppose fxy is a real valued function such that f of 3x plus 2y, comma 2x minus 5y equal to 19x for all real numbers xy. The value of x for which this is 27 is how much? No idea. Okay, leave. छोड़ दिया. Okay. Now let us see हमने क्या किया इस पेपर में. Okay. Now let us see what are the questions I have done, and I have left some questions. Okay. I have done question 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 12, 13, 14, 15, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 21 किया है क्या? मेरे को लगता है 21 नहीं किया ना. 20, हाँ 21 भी नहीं किया. 21 नहीं किया है. 19. अरे यार एक मिनट, सॉरी आई हैव रिटन इट इनकरेक्टली, सॉरी माय मिस्टेक, गलती हो गई. इसको देखते हैं क्या किया हमने. आई विल जस्ट राइट इट डाउन. ओके, क्वेश्चन 1 आई लेफ्ट, क्वेश्चन 2 आई लेफ्ट. आई नो मेनी ऑफ यू वुड बी अंडर प्रेशर, यार 2 सवाल कैसे छोड़ दिए, शुरू के छोड़ दो ना, कोई तकलीफ नहीं करती. तीसरा हमने जुगाड़ लगाया, चौथा हमने जुगाड़ लगाया. देन वी लेफ्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 ऑल्सो. देन क्वेश्चन 6 and 7 we solved, and we solved 8 by applying a jugaad. Question 9, 10, 10 again we applied jugaad. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 11, 12. Okay, 13 we solved. Okay, then we did we left 14 question. Okay, 14 we left. Then 15, 16 we solved. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 were again jugaad. 17, 18, 19 were again jugaad. Okay, 20 was also a jugaad question for us. 21 and 22 we left. ये किया है. Now the problem is लोगों का पेपर अच्छा इसलिए नहीं हुआ होगा because you are not willing to leave these questions. You looked at this question, you froze. No, don't do that. Look at the question. आता है करो, नहीं आता. देखो जुगाड़ वाले कितने क्वेश्चन है? 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 जुगाड़ question, and we struggle with this paper. Okay, this is what I have done in the paper. This is what I have not done in the paper, and this is the way you should be attempting the paper.